Let us move to the national report on how the WPS developed and localized in each YWCA's movement. Hong Kong YWCA, please start your presentation.
Thank you, Hanbet. Can you hear me clearly? Yeah. Thank you. This is Fiona. I'm the head of YWCA Movement Department of Hong Kong YWCA, and we have 7 delegates here. So you can see my PowerPoint clearly, right? So let me share it in a... So in Hong Kong, we have something new to share in it. So the purpose of our service is enhancement of life. So for the areas of women affairs, as you may see on screen, this is about women's support. We, in particular, for those divorced ladies and single moms, including young mothers. And then we have women participation, that is volunteers movement. And then we have advocacy works by young ladies. And then that is our women capacity building, and our road will be women's health related issues. So all of us are doing for the same goal, because it's the mission of Hong Kong YWCA about women's dignity and gender equality. So for the theme of today, we are having some new policy in Hong Kong that we have been so eager to have it for a long time, and some social service good practice to share with you. So the first one is a new ordinance on tackling image-based sexual abuse in Hong Kong, which has just been launched in the last November. So the road of law reform is not an easy and not a short period. So Hong Kong NGO has some role and mission to speak for the ladies, speak for the victim, and speak for us. So these are some areas of concern in the consultation paper of the government. And then the key areas of concern are these, as you may have on the booklet. So how about cyber violence against women and men? It lies in the miscellaneous sexual offenses. So last September, the Legislative Council of Hong Kong has passed the bill, the Crimes Amendment Bills. It covers a wide range of image-based sexual abuse offenses, and we can provide victims with new means of redress. So this is really a big step for Hong Kong. We can now support victim survivors like disposal order. That is to delete or remove any intimate images controlled by the offenders. Another NGO, which I appreciate a lot, is has a takedown service, TADA takedown service. They can remove the non-consensually distributed image to the online platforms, no matter the internet platform is in Hong Kong local websites or the overseas. So you may check with the QR codes I prepared for you. So for the social services of Hong Kong YWCA, our young women leaders advocate for image-based violence. We have the internet, right? Watching project, and we conducted a survey first as kind of community education indeed, to uncover the basic knowledge about the definition of image-based violence, and then what is it feeling if you experience it in your daily life. And then we hold some classes about self-defense skills illustration, and we do it in the community exhibition. You can see even some little girls come joining us. And the second pandemic services we have to do is about single mothers, divorced ladies, young mothers, and some goodie bags collection and delivery. So you can see some women, volunteers who have walked through the journey of divorce are now paying home visit to single mothers or women who are divorcing or divorced. This is a service I love very much. And then Young Mothers Career and Life Development Support Services is now serving 400 young mothers amongst the over 4,000 young mothers in Hong Kong. What we are targeting is the young mothers aged 15 to 24. We want to develop an empowering community with social support for them. They can learn together, they can get daily utilities from donors, they can still embrace their dreams. So some goodie bags we collect from different donors, and then we pack together, and then women volunteers and other volunteers go to the households to pray for them, to visit them. And these are what we are doing to serve the underprivileged with God's love. So the third one I want to share is quite special. This is temporary social accommodation scheme of Hong Kong YWCA. I hear the bell, right? Yeah, actually I have a video to share. I can send it in the chat room of the Zoom. So we have a temporary social accommodation scheme for women and young ladies in need. This is really a safe space for them who need some time to be alone or to escape from family violence. So I'm not going to go through all the statistics of Hong Kong, but to share here with you in the booklet. So this is still the pay gap. The pay gap is still a big problem in Hong Kong, and gender stereotype on family role is still hindered many women and to evolve their ability and dreams. So these are all our major goals to go. We want to co-create more safe spaces for women to share and to learn together. And intergenerational leadership, such as our board and women volunteers platform, are very important. We want to share with heart together and do policy advocacy in this uneasy era. So, 감사합니다. And this is the end of my presentation for Hong Kong scenario. So let's be a peacemaker together, as what Mimi has shared. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your presentation. Yeah. Then it's now time for Bangladesh. I know it's not enough time for present all of your movement, so I'm sorry that I cannot give you much time. But yeah, it's fine. Please stick with the five minutes. Yeah, please go ahead.
Video though. We're just preparing ourselves. It will take a second.
Okay, so if yeah, thank you. Good.
Yeah. Can you see the screenshot, please?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay. Thank you, everybody, for giving us the chance to share our report. I will go very quickly. Here we can see the vision, mission, motto, and guiding values of YWCA Bangladesh, and I'm not going to read it out. We can see the Bangladesh map and where YWCAs are active, and we have 13 local YWCAs all around Bangladesh. This is the theory of change of YWCA of Bangladesh. We can see that we are mainly working on 4 strategic areas, that those are justice to life and leading, social action for transformation, empowering women and youth women, institutional strengthening, and capacity building. YWCA of Bangladesh is working through 13 local YWCAs in 14 districts and covering around 20,000 families and 90,000 beneficiaries. Through these 13 YWCAs, we are all together, we have around 2,500 members. The number of youth members are 681, and the representation in the board is 29.35%. Here are some key achievements of Bangladesh YWCA from 2021. As we mentioned, that our main focus is on women and youth transformative leadership, and we have organized several programs for the youth all around the year. And you can see that we are also part of RISE project. Quality education is one of our key programmatic efforts, and through these we reach around 15,000 girls in Bangladesh, and this is also our key objective, that we want to empower the women through quality education. As we have been here, discussing that women's rights to health is one of the key for women empowerment and gender equality, and YWCA of Bangladesh has been active in these areas. Our key focus in health right, in establishing health rights, has been childcare, safe motherhood, SRHR, and breast cancer awareness, cervical cancer awareness, and also nutritional support and menstrual hygiene support for the young girls and women. And promoting gender equality and women's rights, we have been reaching women in the community through different training on gender rights and gender-based violence awareness and sensitization. We are also active in creating awareness on CEDAW, early marriage, and gender-based violences. So we also provide legal support and counseling support to women who are gender-based violence survivors. Environment justice is also one of our priority area, and 60 environment clubs are active in our community who are addressing, reaching around 11,000 people around the year. And nurturing peace and prevention is a small component of Bangladesh YWCA, even though we still can reach around 5,000 to 10,000 community people and youth through this program. Economic justice is another activity. We have around 2,000 groups, these microfinance groups in Bangladesh, and we can see the portfolio of savings and loan in Bangladesh. Through Bangladesh YWCA, we have been achieved. We have achieved, and this is the program budget of YWCA Bangladesh 2021-2022, and we can see how our program expenditure are allocated in our budget. Even though we have many programs and we are active in our community, but we can still see that out of 7 out of 30 local YWCAs are still running in deficit, and they are dependent on Bangladesh YWCA. There are some challenges. I'm not going to read it out. And about women, peace and security, Bangladesh government has launched a national action plan in 2019 to 2020, but yet to implement it because of COVID-19 pandemic. It was stopped, postponed, but now we are working on it, and Bangladesh YWCA have been involved in the validation workshop of this WSP, Women, Peace and Security in Bangladesh. And though Bangladesh is not in a conflict zone, but since domestic violence, sexual harassment, and extreme aggression and cybercrime is very much vivid in Bangladesh society. That's why the framework follows prevention, participation, protection, and relief and recovery of women from these above areas. And we have been a part of the validation workshop that has been carried out by the Ministry of Government, and we also had several trainings and workshops arranged by the implementing agencies, and hopefully when it will be in implementation, Bangladesh YWCA is going to be a part of it. And we already have introduced the issue of 1325 to our beneficiaries. And I have a very small video, it's 1 minute and 50 seconds. If it is too long, you can just stop it. Ring the bell. Thank you. you. That is all from Bangladesh YWCA. Thank you very much for your patience.
Thank you very much for your presentation. It is more touching. Yeah, the video presentation is really impressing for everyone, I think. Thank you very much for your presentation. So now we will move to the YWCA Japan, and after the presentation of YWCA Japan, we will have a break time for 10 minutes. So please wait for it, and please go ahead, YWCA Japan.
Okay, greetings, YWCA sisters in Asia. I'm Aki Yoshida from the YWCA of Japan. I'm really honored to join you today. In my presentation, I'd like to share the updates on our movements regarding women, peace, and security. But first, I'd like to touch very briefly on the COVID-19 situation in Japan. Now that coronavirus restrictions were lifted, many local YWCAs resumed in-person meetings, classes, and services. But on the national level, online meetings are here to stay. Last month, we conducted our annual national meeting virtually, and in November, we are holding the extraordinary national convention and the YWCA Festa in a hybrid format for the first time. Okay, now let's move on to today's theme. Peace is part and parcel of the post-war Japan YWCA work. This comes from deep remorse for Japan's aggression and colonial rule over the countries in Asia and the Pacific, especially during the Asia-Pacific War. We strongly believe that we should never repeat the tragedy again, and therefore have strived as a movement working for the realization of peace and for fostering peace, young women and girls to be future peacemakers. Let me introduce some of our peace-building efforts led by young women leaders. Okay, first, the pilgrimage to Hiroshima is a peace education program that has been held every summer since 1971. Around 50 multi-generational, multinational participants visit the bombed city of Hiroshima and learn the reality of catastrophic damages caused by the atomic bombings, as well as Japan's military past in Asia and the Pacific. Second, in the Nanjing Peace Pilgrimage, a sister program to the pilgrimage to Hiroshima, I just mentioned, launched in 2007, young women from China and Japan learn about the history of Japanese aggression in Nanjing, China, including the Nanjing massacre and the sexual slavery system. Okay, thirdly, the Korea-Japan Youth Conference is a program for youth to learn and think about commonly shared social issues in both countries and to come up with action plans on how they can be solved. Last year, under the theme of LGBTQ+ and religion, the conference offered young people from Japan and Korea the opportunity to create their own online safe spaces. Furthermore, the YWCA Japan is committed to the UN Security Council Resolution 1325, which Ms. Hamimi had just explained in her keynote speech. Here are our recent examples of collaboration and solidarity with international organizations and YWCA sisters in conflicts and wars. The YWCA of Japan participated in the Generational Equality Forum convened by UN Women and became a signatory to its Women, Peace and Security and Humanitarian Action Compact that was launched in July last year. And in response to the military attacks by Israel on the Gaza Strip in Palestine in May 2021, we launched an online petition campaign, held webinars, and organized a crowdfunding campaign in cooperation with the YWCA of Palestine to support women and children and advocate for non-violent measures to resolve conflicts. Moreover, following the Russia's military aggression against Ukraine in February, we promptly issued a statement calling for the immediate withdrawal of Russian troops and solution through dialogues. YWCAs through Japan are working on various programs, from donation drives to prayer meeting for peace, to support women and children in war-ravaged Ukraine. And to conclude, we are truly grateful for the opportunity of joining this meeting, and we believe that this sisterhood and connection brings so many possibilities and hope of building peace and solidarity in Asia. Thank you, and back to you, Hanbit.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So, okay, so now we will move to Korea YWCA. The youth vice president will present the national report. 조은지 회장님.
Hello, I'm Jo Eun-ji, Young Vice President of YWCA Korea. Today, I would like to share the movement of YWCA Korea, which are related to women, peace, and security, from civic perspective, gender equality, peace, and international cooperation. First, I explain from the perspective of the gender equality movement. On March 9, 2022, there was the 20th presidential election in Korea. Before the election, YWCA Korea announced 17.5 policy agenda in 13 hours, including anti-nuclear, climate change, gender equality, peaceful unification, and youth. And we asked the candidates from major political parties for their answer to our suggestion. In particular, the gender equality policy proposal was titled Enhancing the Effectiveness of Gender Equality Policy, because we've not been more reflected in reality. The proposed policy promoted to prevent women and girls from gender-based violence, gender wage gap, and secret photography. However, President Yoon Suk-yeol, who was elected, pledged to abolish the Ministry of Gender Equality and Family, a major part of the gender equality policy. So YWCA Korea gathers the voices of women and young women policy. So YWCA Korea young women and delivered their opinion to the Transitional Committee. In addition, YWCA Korea conducted monitoring of gender discrimination in public promotional materials in connection with the National Human Rights Convention. We researched public promotional materials on the websites of 18 government ministries. And as a result of monitoring, a total of 760 cases of gender discrimination were found. In order to improve this, we suggested agreements for public communication without gender stereotypes, and education and traditional training for public officials in charge of public relations. To achieve gender equality equality in Korea, YWCA Korea is carrying out a gender equality movement by cooperating with 7,000 members and other citizens. As second perspective of the peace movement, the YWCA Women Peace Pilgrimage has been held since 2017 for 5 years to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the Korea YWCA. And the last journey will be next month as YWCA Korea celebrates its 100th anniversary this year. The peace pilgrimage named Halla to Baekdu began with the desire to live as a witness of history, convinced that the land we are treading on is right of God's history. By walking the pilgrimage from Halla Mountain to Baekdu Mountain, starting with Halla San in 2017. We climbed Jirisan and Taebaeksan, but after the COVID-19 occurred, we had to continue our peace pilgrimage by walking alone, unfortunately due to various social conditions. This journey will end in Paju, but Baekdu Mountain, but still thought the Women's Peace Pilgrimage and the YWCA Women Peace Forum in July. We would like to provide an opportunity to establish a new 100-year vision for peace on the Korean Peninsula and spread the energy of peace. The last perspective is the international cooperation, which supports country and sister YWCAs suffering from COVID-19 and world. Due to the outbreak of COVID-19 worldwide, many people were deprived of their health and many countries were in turmoil. At the end of last year, young people from Korea YWCA came forward to raise funds and support India YWCA, which is suffering from an increase in the number of confirmed cases of COVID-19. It wasn't a huge amount of money, but 68 members participated in the fundraising. The Instagram post of the YWCA Korea Young's account. It was meaningful that young people lead the fundraising. Since March 2021, the YWCA Korea has been carrying out fundraising campaign for Myanmar citizens suffering from the military coup, suffering daily supplies and families of victims, and provide education from those left out by the war in solidarity with YWCA Myanmar and other education and ecumenical partners to convey the voices of Korean citizens who support democracy and Myanmar to the UN General Assembly. We conduct a postcard campaign. These are the pictures. The Russia-Ukraine war contrasts people lost their lives and lost their houses and communities. And these people, Korea YWCA gathered in front of the Russian embassy in Korea, wearing black and held on woman peace demonstration against war. We raised voices against war and fundraising to support Ukraine YWCA to recover. YWCA Korea is carrying out a peace movement with one mind so that peace spread worldwide. We will not stop until the day peace is achieved in words. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Dee, for your presentation. So now we will go to Myanmar. YWCA of Myanmar, please prepare your presentation. Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon. Hello. Okay, can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. So Minglava, it's a greeting from Myanmar. So I'm Seklo, Associate General Secretary of YWCA. First of all, Myanmar YWCA President and General Secretary Zimau are sending the apologies as they are attending the funeral service of our former national president who passed away this morning. So today, on behalf of YWCA, it is my pleasure to present our national report in which activity related to women in conflict affected zone are highlighted. As all know, Myanmar is not only affected by global pandemics like other countries do, but also by the military coup in 2021, which has caused disturbance across the country, evasions of people's land, arrest, harassment, and forced relocation and displacements are the result of the military coup and armed conflicts. During these challenging times, YWCA priority is supporting the women affected by conflicts and displacement, like in area Tanangji, Taungu, Northern Shan State, and Kachin State. Of their socio-economic integrations and economic empowerment by providing them with vocational training and their of their interests and linking them with access to market. Yes. Through the Rise Up program, young women in conflict areas are provided with leadership and life skill training and self-care and well-being training. The activity mentions are in collaboration with So YWCA, War YWCA, and GIZ. Thank you, So YWCA, War YWCA, and GIZ for their technical and financial support. Last not but least, YWCA of Myanmar would like to thank Mimi Han and the National YWCA of Korea to taking the lead in fundraising campaign together with friends from Korea and Asian region to support people in Myanmar who are going through the ongoing political challenges. So we would like to request our sister from Asian region to continue pray for peace and justice in Myanmar. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Actually, yeah, for the last few years, we've heard the sad news is that from Myanmar, and the hard situation is still going on in the land. So I'm sure, and I'm sure that the all of the YWCA sisters are keep praying for Myanmar and the sisters of Myanmar, and we hope that this situation could be end really soon. Yeah, we will keep praying for you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and especially in Korea, every Thursday we have a prayer service praying for Myanmar in front of the Myanmar embassy in Korea. So we will continue our solidarity and our pilgrimage for justice and peace. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, now we will go to YWCA of Nepal. Yeah, we will share the screen.
Namaste.
Please go ahead. Yeah, thank you.
Namaste, Jai Masi from Nepal. Good afternoon. Praise the Lord. We all are the winner of the coronavirus. No, we are very happy to be with this and because God saved our life to be a peacemaker. Thank you, Korea sister and our Mimi Hang, the old president, for this opportunity. We are so happy to be the part of this. And our colleague, and because one is because of the Zoom, we are able to have a more participant. Thank you. And even we are not writing, but we remember our prayer to all of you, our sister, and I think some of our daughter, they are the young leader. We really appreciate and the young lead for the rise up, all the GS and president and the Swiss and our condolence for the Myanmar and the other things also who have played a great role for the continuity of this. And especially we would like to thank you for the 100-year the celebration of the Korea YWCA, that is hope in YWCA Nepal also will be in the future. Please pray for that kind of I can hear from the heaven that time. Thank you. We will just share the point why. Due to coronavirus, there are likewise many challenges, but another way is the blessing time also. Because of this, the corona also bring people closer, not physically, but spiritually and mentally, and the other on is the communication. And as usual, of course, there is a challenge for the resource and other things, but at the same time, it was a blessing time for us because some of our friends and our board and some of our other partner also just able to help for Nepal to provide some kind of the food and the medicine and some kind of the marks, other thing. We try our best. And thank you for praying. And especially we thank you the whole YWCA and the other part of the Korea and all the young center. Just I will say point. And the young women center, after the corona also, we are not able to keep within big and due to resource also, but in different part, in the blind, in the girls also in their hostel, and where the physical disabled also in their way, and some of in on their safe space, we able to settle them. And it's good thing the girls we just rescue many years back from the is the who have a trouble with their stepfather also. Now they pass, they just exam, they have already passed the school level certificate and they have a new life, and we are very happy to have. And one of the girls also, since 8 years we are trying to help her, and she is also one of the champion. She's in wheelchair, but she have been in Japan and Thailand to play. Now she's going to go. She has competing is the physical disabled beauty pageant. She's going to be this time also. This is also many challenge, the fruitful and the happiness we would like to. Of course, I think we already said about our previous past president gone, but we have a youth also. And the same time is we would like to have in Nepal, we don't have a special branch, but we have a contact. Up to now, we are say contact places, different like a branch and the different 5 places outside Kathmandu and then near also where we have a member and they just look. Now the Rise Up program also, we are doing to that area. These people, the contact people also helping to us. You can see the picture. This is the Jenny Sakatal. Since 8 years, we are providing scholarship or thing, and she's educated. She's from the very remote area, and but physically she's very good. But she have a spirit of the helping to other, and she's a very hard worker and other. And then we one thing is very good. Some of our young peer educator, young leader, the election, government, Nepal election, local level, just we finished. And many of them from the all party, Congress or leftist party, they also win. These are the girls also in the local area, and we are very proud. We feel the proud of that for them, and that things also we would like to give the credit to God and credit to all the whole office and all our sisters around the whole YWCA, because I acknowledge that Korea also most of the time the Korea provided a lot of opportunity for our young, and they are in our board, and now they have already finished their board also. That last year, 2 years back, Japan also one of the ladies, our president Anu was there, and all over this. And now, and another thing also we would like to, our equiting our plan is our continuity going, and the local government also recognizes our, we are very happy, and especially pray for Nepal for the challenging rape case going, and sometimes as a always I'm with young and who have a trouble. It's I could not sleep because traveling, and before they didn't do Nepal, but since 10 years is happening, they kill also, murder. This is not happening in Nepal, and now where our God, but the one thing is God, the government we are having as I'm the part of the Women Security Pressure Group at the board also. We have a meeting and we visiting our president and the prime minister, all in our advocating role we are playing. It's good thing. There is no bar, any time bar, anytime who have a victim or rape case, they can apply, and the government will be follow that rule. In the parliament also, that the many women leader and men leader having voice also to go, and especially pray. There is a law in order, but the implementation is very weak because of the money can do anything everywhere in the world, not only Nepal, and the relation of the party, relation of this is the things also happening, and the other thing is good. We are thank because of the coronavirus also not so much, and the tourist is coming, and we have a new hope. Of course, because this many things also there are the basic need also very expensive, that the challenges for the single women and girls and who have daily wages. But overall, we are seeing as a positive. And of course, there is a climate change also, challenges for Nepal also. And but whatever is it, but we are thank you. And as our board, as our member also, they are having, helping us, and we are trying our best. We can't solve all the problem, but we can be with them to be a part of as a peacemaker. I think we are really as the women and peace and the security. I think we like very much. This is the theme, and God will help. We can be the ambassador of the peace. Thank you very much. And you can see your report, our report. We are not so much that kind of do it, but if there is a question and any your suggestion and your comment, we are happy to learn from you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Yeah, actually, yeah, Nepal prepared long presentation, so you must read it in the booklet. Please read it after this meeting. So now we will move to the Philippines, YWCA of Philippines.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you, YWCA of Korea, for facilitating this meeting. The coverage of our report is from September 2020 to June 2022, taking off from our last virtual regional meeting in 2020. Let me just share with you that the YWCA of the Philippines has elected its members of the National Council last April. And of the 17 members, we have 8 young women and 9 adults in the National Council. The young women comprise 49%. Which is the biggest in our history. For the full report, you have a copy of our report, and I will be presenting a short video. Thank you.
you. Thank you so much for the presentation. Yeah, thank you. Actually, I've heard that my voice was not clear before, so I thank you once again to Nepal YWCA too. And actually, Nepal YWCA prepared, is it clear now? Yeah, prepared a very detailed presentation. So please read it. It is in the booklet. And also YWCA Philippines also they submitted the detailed report of their national YWCA movement. So you can also find it in the booklet. So please read it after the meeting. Thank you. So now it's time for YWCA Singapore.
Okay, hi everybody. Let me share my screen. Okay, so hello everybody. Hope everybody has been well over the past 2 years or 2.5 years. The pandemic has brought along a lot of challenges in the community, and of course YWCA was not spared too. Despite the challenges, YWCA continues to support and assist to provide a support and assistance to those in need in the community through our community service programs, like our meals and food distribution programs. But due to time constraint, I will not share these, but these information of the other programs can be found in the booklet, right? So as part of today's sharing, I'll be sharing on our Empowering Women's program. And the program actually empowers women from low-income families to improve their employability. So the first program that I'm sharing is actually on the Empowering Moms Enterprise Program. So we launched Empowering Moms Enterprise Program in the Weaving Program actually in 2020. And the program actually support beneficiary women from disadvantaged backgrounds with an alternative source of income. So the program objective is actually a platform for flexible income opportunities for mothers from lower income families, and also to collaborate with other social service agencies to provide workshops and activities for their clients like the elderly, special needs, disabled, and children. Okay. The weaving workshops introducing the craft of freestyle weaving using sari looms. The weaving workshops allow everyone to express their inner creativity freely, and there are no rules to follow or mistakes to make. So it makes the weaving process very easy and simple. So the moms are actually trained, the moms are engaged and trained to work in these areas. So they can come in as weavers. Once they finish the training, they can come in as weavers to weave products for sale. And they can conduct weaving workshops for the public or for children, adults, and even tourists. We also encourage the moms to operate and run the weaving studio. So to date, we have actually trained 12 moms and conducted over 40 workshops with over 150 participants. So whatever revenue that we get from conducting these workshops goes back into the program. Okay. So this year, last year, we also piloted the Empowering Young Women's program. This is actually an adaptation from our Empowering Moms program. So basically, the program is to increase self-empowerment and employability, confidence of participants from pre to post project. So we impart participants with at least one employability skill and provide skills upgrading information to allow participants to continue to pursue self-driven change and improvement. We also help to provide job market information and support them to secure more positive job seeking and employment experiences. It also enables the participants to move towards greater self-sufficiency, financial stability, and independence. We piloted the program through a series of workshops, which covers 6 sessions. The workshops train the women in job skills, career preparation, and impart life skills to them, so that when they embark onto their adult identity formation and better manage their personal and professional lives. So this is a brief outline of the program. We have exploring self, managing relationships, the future, how to navigate the first few steps, finding your girl power, communication strategies, and time management, organization, and planning. Okay. So the outcome from the journey, the young women experience growth in their strength, confidence, sense of control, decisiveness, and focus, thereby leading a more positive change in their other areas of life from this pilot run. So for the pilot run, we had 7 young women that attended, and they all finished the program. For this year, we are continuing to run the program, and we are looking at working with one of the residential homes to conduct these sessions with these young women. So right now we have 14 girls that are on the program. They have signed up for the program. Another program that we rolled out is the English Club program. So one of the problems that we notice is that there are a group of mothers who are actually the foreign moms that marry local men in Singapore, but they have difficulties in the language. So, and also difficulties in adjusting to Singapore landscape. So they are unable to communicate effectively, sometimes feeling isolated and vulnerable and at risk. So we worked with different social service agencies to actually provide, they provide these information of these women, and we actually engage them to help them with simple English that covers buying groceries, public transport, children's education, school education, and seeking medical help. So there are 10 sessions across 5 levels. And to date, we have actually impacted 44 moms that have actually signed up for the program and have graduated from the English Club program. We also have our Empowering Moms program, but unfortunately, we were not able to run the program in 2020 and 2021 due to COVID restrictions that were implemented by the government. But we intend to resume the program this year, 2020, in November. Okay, that's all. Thank you. The rest of our programs can be found in the booklet. So information of our community service programs can be found there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, next presentation is Thailand.
Hi. Greeting from Thailand, and we'll be presenting our work. For us, during the past 2 years, during the pandemic, it has been difficult for us, and I believe for all of us here. Our main focus for YWCA of Thailand has always been the building and nurturing young women leadership. So during this COVID time, we have been limited to do our activities. From this picture is our last in-person camp for leadership, for young women leadership. This happened in October 2020, during the time when Thailand is still in a safe place because we have almost 0 case of COVID. But then at the end of 2020, we faced, like every country, that there's no such thing as 0 cases. So then next. For the COVID-19, since the beginning of the pandemic, our young women has been shining by initiate a lot of programs. This is one of the program they gather together to make a hand gel sanitizers, which has been very shortage of it during the first period. And you cannot find anything like the necessary things like masks and alcohol gel, hand sanitizers, and everything. So they have come together, look for a recipe and make the hand gels and alcohol gel sanitizers and distributed it in the community, as well as promoting young women association, their own White Teen Club. We call it White Teen Club. And at that time, they are putting our name in the community to be known. And for our local YWCAs, we also present some donations, whether it's funds or like survival kits, like necessary things like protection equipment, sanitizer, mask, and also food that for those who are affected to be able to survive, because those who are affected, they cannot work, and a lot of people with a low income, they are living day by day from their daily wages. So this has been helping them. They also have a team to help working together with the local officials to go in to some crowded community to spray the sanitizer and keep the people there safe. And during this time, as we cannot do the in-person conference or camp or anything, so we directed to the online virtual seminar. And there has been a lot of women empowerment virtual seminar, which focus on several topics like female empowerment, power of love, power of giving, and also we have invited some celebrities or beauty pageants who have been through tough time of their life to share their life experience and give young women inspiration. And another project that we are pretty proud of our young women is they come up together to create video clips, advocate about sexual harassment, sexual exploitation, or sexual abuse. They try to give out the message that this kind of thing can happen anywhere, like either in school, at home, at their workplace. So, and a lot of them feels like they cannot talk about it when they are being harassed. They are afraid of telling anybody because they are afraid of being teased, being punished, being blamed, that everything occurred because of themselves. So this campaign is like pull the tape, meaning that pull the tape off the mouth and start speaking up. And this has been circling last year. And also we worked with YMCA. We have our annual week of prayer, and during that we raise a sum of money and we give it to the sex trafficking organization to help help them to help those women who have been tricked to be as sex slaves or sex workers. And also the next is one of our locals. They have been opening up honey and milk cafe. This is not only giving them extra income, but also can be used as safe space because people from the community can come in and gather and talk. And this is like serving directly for the purpose of safe space. And last but not least, the Rise Up program. We are blessed to be given the fund sponsorship to do this Rise Up program, which like totally direct to our vision is like to promote and promote the young women leader to become the leaders of their communities. We are just starting this first year. Last year is the preparation year, and this is starting our first year. We let our young women do almost all of the projects, planning and budgeting and everything, and we give them all of the space, and we only do the guidance and give them advice so that they can really rise and shine like this program, Rise Up program. They will not be pressured by adults from the committee, so they have they can show their full capacity on this. So this is all that we have been doing during this past 2 years. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the presentation. Now we will move to Taiwan. And actually we have two left now, Taiwan and then India.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Nicole, Secretary General of YWCA Taiwan. It is my pleasure to meet you all and present our national report, YWCA Taiwan. Before starting the report, I'd like to thank Korea for hosting this meeting for our sisters in Asia to update and to learn from each country's status and movement. Today, I'd like to first point out the challenges that Taiwanese women are facing nowadays. Challenge 1, economy and employment. Taiwanese women's employment and financial status have been improved compared to the past, but there are still gender disparity. Challenge 2, career development and planning. According to the latest survey, 44% of women do not have a clear method for building job requirement. Nearly 60% of women are not satisfied with their jobs. Challenge 3, responsibility in every life stage. Like most countries, women in Taiwan are taking responsibilities for family, from the role as a daughter to the role as a mother. Women's responsibilities for parents, in-laws, children, and spouse are even more and more. Challenge 4, safety, security, and health. There are reports showing that most frequent keywords about women on website searching engine are safety and security. And the most popular service that women look for is health service, especially psychological support, which indicates women's pressure and challenges in multiple roles and positions. Challenge 5, middle-aged and retirement. Among 100 female-related keywords in the website searching engine, the most frequent keywords related to middle age and seniors are women's disease and health and nutrition. Next, I'd like to share with you what YWCA Taiwan has been working on in terms of this major area. First, we have been working on law and justice. There are about 42% of our national legislators are females. YWCA Taiwan has been working with the other nonprofit organizations to monitor and to review our laws and policies, and to bring women further in line with international standards of human rights. Earlier this year, we just conducted meetings and discussions for immigrants' rights, including job opportunity and social benefits. Second, we have been working on gender equality. Over the years, gender equality has been emphasized in many ways. YWCA Taiwan has been working with the other organizations to make sure that we are moving toward a society of gender equality, diversity, and respect. Like this year, our focus is on government's financial subsidy for women under the impact of COVID-19. We had run meetings and concluded a report as a policy suggestion for the government. Last but not least, we have been working on human support and health. In Taiwan, the government, private sectors, and NPOs have been working together for international projects helping women and children in the other countries. Domestically, we have been supporting women and children who are suffered by poverty, violence, and racial discrimination. Discrimination is always a difficult and sensitive issue in many countries. It is not just about the gender, but also about the ethnic group. Taiwan is a multicultural society consisting of different ethnic groups, including immigrants. Currently, the immigrants are about 570,000 people. It's about 2.4% of our population. Supporting the immigrants and foreigners in Taiwan is one of our major programs. We have been running 3 service stations supporting the immigrants and foreigners for 8 years. Our goal is not just to reduce the discrimination, but also to help immigrants and foreigners to make good adjustment and to start their new life in Taiwan. With creativity and resilience, women are powerful in making changes. Our sisters in Taiwan, we will continue to work together for a better future. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you for the presentation. Yeah. So this is the last but not the least. It's time for India.
This is Kalpana David. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
This is Kalpana David, the National General Secretary. I bring greetings from the YWCA. And first of all, my apology that we were not aware of this meeting. Maybe they lost the email in transit. So whatever we could prepare today for the presentation, we have done it. If we are given a chance later to add on to it, we'll definitely want to do it. But before we start the screen sharing, I would like to officially thank the young women of the YWCA of Korea for contributing towards the YWCA of India COVID Fund, and also invite all my sisters of the Asia Pacific region to the 31st National Convention that is scheduled to take place from the 18th to 20th of November 22. So official invitation will be coming to you all. Please, if you can make it, it's a physical meeting. We will love to have you here. The theme of the convention is We Empower, Leaving No One Behind. It is based on the Bible reading of 1 Thessalonians 5:11. So I will give it to my team to present the report. Dia and Michelle, please take it over. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Mish, and I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Great. So, as ma'am has mentioned, our national convention is happening this year in November, and the theme for the convention is leaving no one behind, and we are focusing on majorly 3 aspects: strengthening communities, where we are working and catering to.
Sorry, I think we lost our connection. She lost her connection.
We've lost the connection.
Yeah. So
we are having a little difficulty with the internet here in India. So please excuse us.
Can you hear me now?
yeah, I can hear you now.
Yes. So I'm so sorry about the network issue. So we have 3 major topics, and we are talking about strengthening communities. We are focusing not only on women as YWCA women, but we are focusing on men and boys who we think need to be part of the women's movement to encourage the movement forward. Nurturing nature will be focusing on implementation on environmentally good and sustainable practices that will also help in gender empowerment and improving gender dynamics in the country. We are also focusing on building youth, and building youth means having different youth groups and communities as part of YWCA to strengthen the networking and part.
I think she lost her
We
connection.
focus on developing networking with other communities, other NGOs, CSRs, and also doing research and development on the way to understand our strategies and reframe our strategies and networking possibilities. We also have social media as part of our networking strategy, where we can help increase promotions of our projects. So, based on the topic that we are talking today, we are talking on women, peace, and security. So, we have focused in the past 4 years on safe spaces and how we can improve our safe spaces. So, we have legal aid clinics that we have been pushing for in our local association members to open. We have ourselves started 2 legal aid centers in Delhi itself. In our national project also, we are also trying to get into support groups. So for instance, we have AA groups that we want to start in Delhi, or NA groups that we are trying to start for support of people in substance abuse. Then we also have representation and awareness on different issues, that are gender, political representation, so and legal rights.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Yes, we can now.
Yes. So,
So we are looking into also
also
developing counseling
developing
centers,
counseling
health
centers
centers in our
in
project
our project
facilities, in our
facilities, in our
project
project
areas,
areas,
as well
as
as
well
in
as
the
in the
member
member
associations,
associations,
so
so
that
that
there
there's
is easy
easy
access
access
and safe
and
space
safe
made
spaces made
through the
through the
communities,
communities,
through in the
through in the
communities through YWCA centers. So there's one of our projects where we are also creating a space, uh, such as a study space, where children can come and actually learn about different books that are accessible to it. So we are trying to have a moving library in one of our projects. So further,
continuing with what my colleague was saying, so with publications and advocacy, first of all, I'd like to apologize that we might have very rough network here. We are in a high security area and there are internet jammers everywhere, which restricts our internet connections. So I'm really sorry about that. But continuing with the publication and advocacy, one of our major roles that we have taken is that we have to tie up with other women's organizations to work on movements that are more relevant to women's rights and women's freedom. So one of our initiatives was doing the first point that was mentioned, women's reservation bill. So YWCA India has been part of the Seven Sister Collective, which is a collective of leading women's rights organizations all over the country. And we have been part of the movement for 25 years, which talks about 33% reservation for women as candidates in the parliament. So we have produced the bill 5 times till now, from 1995 till 2019. And we are in works of presenting a new bill and policy framework into the winter parliament session this year of 2022. Moving on, we are working on inclusive gender roles and interfaith perspective. That is another initiative that we have taken very strongly, where we bring in faith representatives from all over the different kinds of faith perspectives, and we sit for a roundtable conference. From there, what we are doing is we are creating knowledge products like books, booklets, and Q&As and question and answers that that a person might have, and to bring in the conversation how we can create inclusive gender roles in our perspective of faith. Then another initiative that we are very closely working with is SRHR and reproductive health, and majorly focusing on menstrual health and hygiene, as we know that India does not have a menstrual health and hygiene policy in place. It just has a section in the health bill. So YWCA India is looking at new field locations and communities to work with, where we can develop data and we can create evidence that how much of importance it is to work on menstrual health and hygiene, and there should be a policy framework for it. So we are working on that. Lastly, we also have the YWCA initiative, which is in which we produce Toli Times newsletters, which focuses on working with children on a democratic education perspective, how the children will be able to educate themselves in their surrounding, in their learning, in their context and reality. Moving on, we have the Rise Up Phase 4 program that YWCA India is leading. And in this program, we have identified 6 different locations all over the country, which cater to the marginalized communities of Dalit and tribal communities majorly. And what we are doing here is we are creating young women leadership. We are creating young women groups and safe spaces where young women can gather, they can discuss about their issues. We are having this concept of Mahila Panchayat. In Hindi it is called, in English it's women's participation in politics. So we are educating women as to why they need to be participating in their local political representation, in their local political gatherings, and raise issues that are important locally to them, which restricts their freedom and their movement. So that is Rise Up Phase 4 program. We are in the implementation phase right now. We are conducting a in-depth need-based assessment so that we are able to identify what are the specific issues and problems that young women face in remote locations in all over India, because we are a spread out country and we have a lot of different cultural and socio-economic differences that come from one state to another. So Rise Up Phase 4 is very consciously looking at being an inclusive space where we have representation from different caste, class, religion, and backgrounds, and we are all able to work together on it. Now, moving forward, so after that, we also have Korea YWCA supporting us in an endeavor that is connected to COVID-19. So post COVID-19, there have been major effects on health and accessibility to health resources. So as part of the initiative, Korea has supported us financially, so we can create further awareness on how medical accessibility can be gained by the local communities in our projects. So these are a few pictures that you can see on the PPT. These are programs that were done in the northern region of India, and the second picture is of the southern region of India. These are completely different communities. Some are from the city, but they are slum dwellers, and they are from communities who cannot access, due to their economic instability and limited employment in the country. They were unable to access medical facilities. So we had a health camp and health facility distribution, which also included hygiene, menstrual hygiene kits.
And these menstrual hygiene kits were focusing on encouraging young women and women in general to have a basic health understanding of how to use, how to develop tools, as well as how to use menstrual hygiene kits. Then we also had a workshop in Korea, which also again focused on free medical health, and we had access to doctors in that region who volunteered and wanted to develop a relationship with the community through giving them access to medical facilities in the community. So as part of the support, we have also presented the rest of the associations in our in YWCA India to give us proposals and projects or contributions in the time of COVID, which we will be further supporting them through the fund that was provided by Korea. So this initiative, we are trying to be inclusive, and we are trying to include our local association, our member associations, to develop a relationship with their own communities, and also develop a connection with our national association. So as part this we also wanted to thank Korea for all the young women, all the youth who have actually helped us to make this possible, make post-COVID support possible in our country, in different regions. So as a thank you, when the Korea Fund, we are able to finish it and we are able to organize it completely, we will also have a friendly conversation and a friendly interaction with the Korea youth very soon. So I would like to thank all of you to listen to us, and I would also request you to go forward and check out our website. All the information about all the projects, our national projects, is part of our website, which is www.ywcaindia.org, and we are also there on Instagram at YWCA India, and Facebook as well. So you can easily access all the content that we have said in a jiffy right now, and we keep regularly posting all of the content, all of the projects, and different interactions and awareness programs we are having, campaigns we are having on online, on social media. So please stay connected, be with us on social media. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you so much. Actually, I also visited the website of YWCA India, and I was very surprised that it was really, really well organized. So I recommend everyone visit the website once. So yeah, we all finished the national report. Thank you all the Asia YWCAs for the presentations, and it was very well prepared, and also very detailed information was included. Thank you very much. During listening to all the presentation, I could imagine how many challenges each YWCA has faced, how many efforts have been made, and how much prayers has been needed over the past 2 years. I want to give special thanks to those who continue their movement under the threat of gender violence and war, and also who have worked hard for economic justice and gender discrimination, and those who, and all the volunteers and workers of Asia YWCAs who have been working hard, especially in the COVID-19 situation. Please give your big hands to all of us who continued our journey. Thank you. Well done, well done. Thank you very much for your journey. And we are very happy to be here back from 2 years apart from each other. I'm very happy to be in this moment. Thank you very much. So now it's